theory of cognitive development by Madison Madden.
I'm Wade Schaefer. So Jean Piaget and his theory of cognitive development is a theory that suggests that intellect changes as a child grows. Born in Switzerland in 1996, Jean Piaget was the first to study systematic understanding of children and their intellect. The sensory stages ages from 0 to 2 learns through senses. Senses. They start to develop cognitive ability and object performance, like fitting a square shape into a square shape and a triangle shape into a triangle shape. That's what object performance is. The pre-operational stage is ages 2 to 7. The ability to speak, making words stand for something like mom, dad, or like food when they're hungry, as well as the children's thoughts are based off of look and not how it is. So if you're looking at a knife, that they might think, oh, that's nice, that's fun, but in all reality, it can be very dangerous to someone at their age. They also start to develop imagination, maybe coming up with imaginary friends or imaginary stories or that kind of thing. The concrete operational stage is ages 7 to 11. They start to think logically and understand the idea of conversations, and they start to slowly develop empathy for others, like and feelings for their parents or other friends they meet. The formal stage, they start to understand and work through their hypothetical problems. They develop abstract and logical ideas and different ways to use these logical and abstract ideas to problem solve different problems.
Okay, so I have Baguette's adaptation of schemas, and Wade talked about just the different age groups, and I'm going to talk about how Baguette believed that a child learned through structure rather than all sensory experiences. He developed these schemas: assimilation, disequilibrium, accommodation, and equilibrium. So assimilation stage is where students include their own experiences that they already know or previous knowledge to understand a new content that a teacher is teaching them or that they are learning through their environment. Disequilibrium is a stage where children become aware of two contradictory views and most rethink them to find one true solution. So this is a stage where they're rethinking everything they have learned throughout the day and finding the true solution from that. Accommodation stage is when the new information is very different from previous experiences. The child must revisit old information and perceptions so that new information can be incorporated. So equilibrium is where students find a balance between old information and understanding new information. We as teachers like equilibrium because they are able to stimulate information they have learned throughout the day and be actively learning and actively finding new information and incorporating that past information they learned in other grades. Okay, so Baguette's theory and why this is important to educators. It's basically important to understand what stage of learning the child is at and how we can best fit their needs. Teachers should be providing age-appropriate learning for each student, so Baguette's theory helps us apply which appropriate learning is best for the stage we are teaching at or the age, and stimulating for a student. Students need to learn content based upon their age. They need to learn content that is relevant, and Baguette's theory helps outline that and what is best for them. Baguette also develops student-centered teaching, where teachers build upon a student's knowledge that they already knew, so they can be taking a test in the beginning of the year to test where each student is at, and the teacher will then build upon that, and I think that's very great for educators and being able to understand where their learners are at. Baguette also thought society played a role in cognitive development because children gain knowledge from observing and acting with others. And this can be observing their peers in the classroom or observing peers at recess, learning what is right from wrong. And we have these pictures to describe cognitive development by Baguette, and I really like these because the one on the left really just showed it going through each age and helped you like clearly understand it and visually. And then I like the 4 pictures here on the right because it says the sensory motor ages and just shows a good representation of that. And then we have our resources right here, and we do have a typo. We were trying to put it back in, but that must have just copied over, but that's resources, and then these are all of our sites.